What's up, y'all? This right here is a green sunfish. Scientific name is Lepomis cyanellus. They're in the sunfish family. They're super aggressive. They're a lot of fun. They're really pretty, especially this time of year when they're spawning. This whole video is going to be about them. Let's get right to it. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna have some information on these dudes, green sunfish, linked in the description below. And then here's how I'm catching them. We got a worm and jig head. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. Let me get this guy back, tell you what we're doing here, and let's catch some more. So green sunfish are super fun and very aggressive, so they tend to be pretty easy to catch. They are very widespread, so they're probably near you. Probably somewhere near you if you wanted to fish for them. This is what we're using, worm and jig head. It's not really rigged on there very good, but just like a half a nightcrawler rigged on a jig head. If you can't see it in the water, this is an unpainted one. I recommend doing like a wide or a chartreuse, something that pops a little more just for you so you can see it. But we're just gonna jig that around. They tend to hang out a little more shallow than bluegill in rocky or heavily weeded areas. Right here, you've got a rocky bank and it's pretty shallow, drops down there, more of a shallow flat. And all along these rocks I expect to find some really pretty green sunfish. I was catching some the other day and some were actually really good size. So let's try to get some chunks out here, show you guys what we're doing. We're just gonna jig it around real shallow in the rocks and try to catch some more. I'm jigging and reeling. Every once in a while I'll let it drop for a second. I mean, you can let it fall and hit the bottom, because a lot of times the fish will hit it on the drop or hit it right after it drops. But you do have to be careful not to get snagged. There's a bite. And one annoying thing about these fish, they will strip your bait off time and time again. Let's get rebaited up. I'll show you guys how I'm rigging these worms. I recommend like a lighter ultralight setup, some light line, maybe like 2 or 4 pound test. That way you can really feel the bite. So I work it on there 2 or 3 times, just so that if they pull on the tail, it's less likely to steal the whole worm. But I always like to leave, you know, at least an inch and a half of a tail, unless you're getting a ton of short strikes, because the tail is where the action is to get the fish's attention as you're reeling it in, working the bait. All right, we're gonna snag one fish along this bank and then we're gonna start moving down that way. There's one. That might not even be a greenie. I think it's a baby bass. Well guys, there's gonna be some bycatch in this video, that's for sure. Actually, the first fish I caught when I came out here to make this green sunfish video was actually a decent bass, much bigger than this guy. I didn't click the camera on until I hooked up with the first green sunfish, so. Not upset to catch a bass while fishing for some sunfish. There's someone. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. And then hopefully, as we work our way along this rocky bank here, fishing shallow with the worm and jig head, hopefully we catch some more of these beautiful greenies and some bigger ones too, because I know there's chunks. I've caught them up to like 9.5 inches along here. Nice little fish. But there was a big chunky greenie right in here. See if we can connect with him. He's somewhere in here. He should hit this worm if he sees it. Got somebody. That's not the big chunky one. But we got a green sunfish, Lepomis cyanellus. So the whole video is gonna be dedicated to catching these guys, showing how big they hopefully can get, because there's some chunks in here, and how pretty they are. They have some really nice markings on them, especially this time of year. The males will be super colored up with their fins will be sometimes like a dark black, contrasted with like a really stark white or like a bright yellow or orange. There's something. Hey! That's a good one. That's a nice greenie for sure. Look at that guy. That's what I'm talking about. They get bigger than this too. I've caught them close to twice this size in this lake. Look at that. Got battle scars and everything. Not a bad looking fish. Woo. Just kind of flicking it around shallow right in front of the rocks. If you have a lake with a lot of weeds in the shallows, I've definitely had this work in lakes like that too. I'll just flick it right in front of the weed line. And you can definitely fish your bait under a bobber too. Sometimes when you're trying to fish along the bank real shallow, that works well also. Oh, there we go. Who is that? Man, all these bass showing up to the sunfish party. Well, depending on the time of year, if you're fishing green sunfish shallow, you might have a ton of bass up on the banks too, so you could have some fun with your ultralight. Ultralight bass are always a good time, especially when they jump around and flop. This guy was flipping and going nuts. I love it. Not very big bass, but he's got a big heart. He's got a lot of spirit. There you go. Dude, a baby turtle. Like a real small turtle. That's crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little red-headed slider and he's tiny. Oh my gosh, that guy's cute. I'm gonna get a picture for my girlfriend. She'll love him. And then I gotta get him right back where he came from. Phew. Got him. He's a good one. See, they give a good fight. Look at that. A nice chunk. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Woo. Look at that guy, man. That's picture worthy. They're kind of like crappie. They always curl their tail when you try to get a picture. What a chunk, dude. We're looking at a good 8-inch fish right there, at least. Yeah, see? Oh, so, man, see, they're fun. When if you're striking out on the bass or something, this is something fun to do to keep you entertained. Look, that's what I meant by those crazy colors that the males get on their fins. Look at that thing. I think they're pretty. I've had people describe them as ugliest fish in the lake before. That's a good one. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That is the green sunfish that we've been looking for. Heck yeah. Yeah. That's a 9-incher. That's gotta be close to 9 inches, man. 8.5, 9. Right in there. Woo! That's a chunk. Holy crap. Now that's a green sunfish, y'all. Look at that. These are the ones that'll hit your 12-inch power worms in the summer when you're fishing bass and stuff, and you're like, what were you thinking? There's something. Is that bluegill? Little female bluegill. See, that's another thing. If you like multi-species fishing like me, fishing for greenies is fun because a lot of different fish will hang out in the shallows and the rocks and the weeds and stuff. You work something like a worm that all fish will freaking eat in a spot like that, yeah, you might catch a lot of green sunfish. You never know. The other day I was doing this with jigs. I was fishing shallow in the rocks with jigs, and I smacked a 4.8 pound largemouth, almost 5 pound largemouth, right in this spot here. Oh, there's somebody. That's a greenie, baby. I think that's a female. See how her fins aren't colored up at all and she got a fat belly? I bet there's eggs in there. So there's your female green sunfish. And when they're full of eggs, you don't want to stress them too much, so I'll give them a little soft toss. See, this is hit or miss, but when there's a big rock like this, every once in a while, just dangle it in front of the rock. You don't have to work hard at all. There, see? He's coming right at it. They seriously hang out under those big rocks, or she, I should say. It's a female. But they hang out under them big rocks. You just dangle it in front of a rock. You don't even need to cast. See that? Easy. There's a fish. Good greenie, I think. Yeah. Nice one. That's a good one. Wow. Whoo-wee. That's absolute football. Look how meaty that thing is, and that's a male. So if you were doing if you were keeping fish, this would be a perfect one for some fillets, and they taste good. I think they taste almost as good as bluegill. Not quite, but almost. Definitely prefer bluegill. There's one. Nice. I think that's a good bluegill. Sheesh. That is a nice bluegill. A real nice one. Woo-wee. Look at that guy. It's a healthy gilly. Healthy gilly. Hey, boy. There's a fish. Is that a greenie? I think it is. I think it is a chunky greenie. Exactly what we're targeting out here. And tomorrow is the kids fishing derby at this little neighborhood lake here. I think it's a good time for them. If they're using worms, they should be catching a lot of these chunky greenies. And I got them in the bone of that upper lip. Freaking good fish, y'all. They're just chunky little devils. Alright, y'all want to see me sight fish one? There's one hanging out right here. Watch this. I'll get his butt. He's going straight for it. And he got it. And I got him. Oh, and he came off. What the heck? There was a bunch of things that happened rapid fire. I'm gonna make one more attempt for this fish. We got him. Surely he can't come off this time. We got you. You might have outsmarted me the first time and the second time. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Nice, look at that guy. There's one. Woo-wee. Not bad. They're thick out there, man. They're abundant. A lot of them. Pretty guys. Alright. Random bass. You're not a green sunfish. You're a green sunfish. He's green and he's some fish. There's someone. Hey. Another greenie. Nice. I'm telling you guys, shallow, check. Rocky, check. Wait till the water gets a little warm, like, you know, 65, 70. We should be coming up, saying what's up. Yep, he went right for it. Got him. Cool, I think we'll call it there, y'all. There's even bigger ones in here that we'll go for next time. Give it a try, and let me know what you think. Green sunfish. The same method works for like rock bass and stuff like that too. They're very similar. Hang out shallow in the rocks and like to ambush bait very aggressively. But green sunfish, Lepomis cyanellus. Give it a try. Yo, thanks for watching, y'all. We caught a lot of good dinks. See you guys in a video real freaking soon. Fishing's good. And have a good one. Later, y'all.